Welcome to ENT, episode number 8 for Friday, May 4th. Today we have interesting stories ranging from Shaquille O'Neal getting his doctorate to the Princeton Review and their own efforts to take on Google in the education space, how Linda doesn't need investor money, and LinkedIn acquiring SlideShare, MIT and Harvard taking on education with big investments, and even, well, another look at the need for education reform. So join us today for ENT.
This is ENT, the news ticker for Friday, May 4th, 2012. ENT is brought to you by Udemy. Udemy enables anyone to take and build courses online. Their goal is to disrupt and democratize education by enabling anyone to learn from the world's experts. So go over and visit them at udemy.com, and of course you can find them on Twitter at Udemy, and we want to thank them as always for their support of ENT. Welcome to ENT. I'm Kirsten Winkler.
And I'm Christopher Dawson. So Shaquille O'Neal receives his doctorate degree. Barry University, Miami Shores, Florida, will award O'Neal a doctorate in education this weekend after more than 4 years of graduate school work, including one-on-one class sessions O'Neal arranged to have as he traveled around the country, according to the Orlando Sentinel. The former LA Lakers and Miami Heat champion successfully defended his dissertation at the Roman Catholic University earlier this month after completing 16 courses, 54 credit hours, and finishing with a GPA of 3.8.
All well documented.
Yeah. Yes. Very well. So, hey, you know what? That's he's I think done more for the world as a spokesperson and after basketball than he did while he was playing. It's actually quite a good, powerful role model. So that's courtesy of ABC News.
I agree. Then news from the Princeton Review. Its founder launches Noodle. That's a search and recommendation engine for education. A story from TechCrunch, and they report that Noodle Education is a search and recommendation engine, as I said, that helps refine the process and suggest educational opportunities based on what's important to the learner. Like Google, Noodle is attempting to organize an enormous amount of data, aggregating information in a wide range of learning options. As it is today, the search and discovery process for education is fragmented as learners and parents navigate to one resource for test prep, and then another for pre-K schooling options, another for guidance counselors, and so on. So Noodle is attempting to create the first education discovery engine that enables aggregated data with socially enabled search to help find formal and informal educational opportunities, so from tutors and schools to study abroad programs and guidance counseling. Very high ambitions, but Princeton Review and what the people involved there have done, also in other education startups, I think if anyone has a chance, then them. So a team like that.
Absolutely, and Google is great, and I'm a big Google fan. But something that could actually aggregate and personalize, Web 3.0 style, the content around education. We'll see. So we have another story out of TechCrunch, how Lynda.com hit $70 million in revenue without a penny from investors. Very interesting article by Rip Empson about the old-school education platform Lynda. Founded in the 90s, the company Lynda.com offers a virtual video library of over 1,200 educational how-to videos. The video courses are taught by industry experts, working professionals, and veteran teachers, and is served up in installments for a monthly subscription fee of about $25. 90% of its content is actually produced in-house. In 2010, Lynda delivered over 1,000 hours of content, and while it provides its paid online learning content to individuals, today it also works with nearly all of the Ivy League schools, as well as companies like Disney, Time Warner, Sony, Pixar, ABC, and HBO to supplement their learning content. So that's a nice success story out of
how-to still
TechCrunch.
Going strong without taking a penny of investment. Sure, if you don't have to, why then do so? But
Yeah.
Well, it often makes life easier.
A little easier.
But
But they managed to do it the old-fashioned way, which isn't so bad.
Let's move on to another success story, a much publicized, of course, that LinkedIn acquires professional content sharing platform SlideShare for $119 million. It's very nice for them. SlideShare recently deepened its integration with LinkedIn, and the two companies have compared their relationship to chocolate and peanut butter. For professionals, nearly 7.4 million presentations hosted by SlideShare are embedded across more than 1.4 million unique domains.
Excellent. Excellent. That is a pretty nice exit for them. Well, good. So back into K-12 and higher ed news. MIT and Harvard say that open source edX can educate 1 billion people. Big number there. Starting next fall, both schools will offer free courses using a platform based on MIT's previously announced MITx technology. MITx enables the creation of online classes that together video segments, embedded quizzes, interactive feedback, online labs, and student-ranked Q&A. One inspiration for the effort was the not-for-profit Khan Academy, founded by Salman Khan. MIT and Harvard have committed a combined $60 million, $30 million each, in institutional support, grants, and philanthropy to launch the collaboration. And GigaOM brings us that story today.
So we thought that 16 million would be cool for Coursera. Now it's
No.
60. Now 60 million is the new 16.
That's right. Upping the ante there a little bit.
The Atlantic has an interesting story on the clear consensus on education reform. Voters want major change. Excuse me. The poll found that an overwhelming majority of the nation's electorate, 81%, believe the quality of public education would greatly improve if school system bureaucracy was cut down and teachers and principals were given more flexibility to do their jobs. Other findings are that voters believe giving principals more authority to make decisions would improve and not lower the quality of schools. And 65% believe that lack of classroom discipline is a, quote, big problem in public schools.
Yeah, I mentioned that on C12 yesterday too, and these voters wanting major change and major change actually being realized are two very, very different things. So I am part of that 81%, but can't say I'm holding my
breath.
Yeah. So 40% of teens, I'm talking statistics in our study and research segment, chat with their friends. Okay. So according to the new study by Pew, teens of various ages are equally likely to use web chat services. About 34% of online 12 to 13-year-olds use video chat, while 39% of 14 to 17-year-olds do the same. Teens who are more active online, text frequently, and use social media often, not surprisingly, are more likely to video chat. About 27% of teens who use the internet say they actively record and upload video online. However, girls are just as likely as boys to upload clips, which is actually the only part of this research that I found interesting. 77% of all teens between the ages of 12 and 17 use Facebook, while just 16% use Twitter. Again, not terribly surprising. Teens who use Facebook and Twitter, though, are more likely to use video chat, with 41% of Facebook users web chatting compared to 25% of non-users, and 60% of Twitter users using video chat compared with 33% of non-Twitter users. So all of those statistics are actually written out for you, of those of you who are reading-oriented like I am over at Mashable, and, no big surprises there, but very interesting to see that YouTube uploads, where that used to be sort of felt like the exclusive domain of skateboarders who wanted to show themselves crashing. Now the girls are also showing themselves crashing.
Are keeping up, yeah.
That's right.
Well, and that's it for this episode of ENT. You will find all the links, as always, to the articles we covered on EduQuest. So just go to eduquest.com/ENT8. And, also follow the EdNews ticker on Twitter at EdNewsTicker to stay updated during the week. You can help us with the show. Just go to our new subreddit at ednewsticker.reddit.com and submit your own articles or vote for articles you find interesting. You vote them up. Other stories, you can vote them down. We will be back on Monday, and until then,